in the evangelistical movement. This was the evangelistical movement, Herbert.
Right.
He had some witnesses. Some witnesses to what he had done on their behalf.
That's right.
Mary and Martha had seen him raise their brother after being dead 4 days. He had some witnesses there.
That's true.
Lazarus was there, whom he came from unclean to clean. He had some witnesses there. All the healing that he had done, there were some witnesses there.
Amen.
They could go out and share with someone else
About
the goodness of God.
Amen.
But the whole thing was he did all this because he wanted someone to believe that he was the Christ, the Son of the living God. And I don't even think Peter believed that. And it was Peter, I don't even know him. Jesus had told him, "You will deny me." "Oh, Lord, I ain't gonna never deny you. I love you too much for that." Come on now. People, we look at Peter and criticize Peter and talk about Peter. We would say in this day and age, we do just as bad or worse because we have the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Amen.
Denying him, going outside his law, his rules, his regulations. We go outside that. Every time we do that, we put Jesus right back on the cross. So don't talk about Peter now.
That's right.
You better believe he is who he said he was. And just because you confess it don't mean you believe it.
That's true.
Because he says, "Who do men say I am?" Some say you are Elias. Some say John the Baptist who have come back in the flesh. Some say another great prophet. But it was Peter that said, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God."
Amen.
Even though he confessed that, he still didn't believe Jesus was who he said he was.
My Lord.
Remember, he was the one that was following Jesus at a distance. Didn't want to get too close. All of us, hey, like they say about us, all y'all look alike. They might get the wrong one. But we got to understand that we have to be able to recognize, and it came to pass when Jesus had finished all these sayings, everything he was teaching, he's getting ready to complete his mission. That's why when he hung on the cross, he said, "It is finished. My work is finished. My work is complete. I didn't leave nothing undone." When he had finished this teaching, he said to the disciples, "You know, after 2 days is the feast of the Passover." And when you look at the Gospel of John, one of John's favorite words are called Jesus is Son of Man. That followed him because he was. He's betrayed. He's going to be betrayed and crucified. Didn't say going to be stoned. That's all they had the authority to do was stone him. But now he knew something else was up. He was going to be crucified. He was going to be lifted up. And you can reflect back to the Old Testament when they were in the wilderness, Ron. And guess what? All those vipers and snakes was biting them. And God told Moses to get a brazen image and mount it up on a pole.
Yes, sir.
And everyone that was bitten and had the venom, look up at the pole. Yeah. And when you looked up at the pole, you can live. But that's Old Testament. Yeah. And Jesus is an illustration of that in the New Testament. And if I be lifted up, all that you have to do is look up to Jesus.
Amen.
You ain't got to look down. They didn't stone him, leave him laying on the ground bleeding, but they lifted him up. And when they lifted him up, they pierced him and blood came out. That's what happened. This is this last week.
Yes, sir.
And then assemble together the chief priest, the chief priest.
And scribes.
Priest. And scribes and elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest. They usually met in the courtyard outside somewhere. They gonna conceal themselves. Because what you do, you're doing in the dark. And Satan is the orchestrator. He's the orchestrator of things done in the dark.
Amen.
And consulted that they might take Jesus by what? Same word is used for Satan, subtlety. He was subtile. Remember what he did to Eve? The subtlety. He's cunning.
Trickery.
He's slick, trick.